Thank you. Haya. Haya. ODM. ODM. Asanteni sana, you may be seated. Today you learned all protocols observed. Hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Yes, I've sat for too long down here that I'm now a little bit confused. But I think it has been very exciting and also very illuminating to listen to other people talk. I want to thank particularly the two gentlemen you invited here. That is Polycarp Omolo Chilo and Dr. Oscar Otele from the University of Nairobi. I found their contribution very informative indeed, and with a lot of humor and good touch. And I also want to thank everybody else who has contributed in this discussion today. It was a wonderful session. We thought that it is necessary for us, before you go back, to have a PG, because you have not had a PG where you also brought the party leadership to talk to you together. And we felt that we should do it before the end of the year, particularly before we go for the Jamboree in Mombasa. So I'm not going to bore you with a very long speech. There's a few things that I put together that I want to say. About a year ago, we got together with the UDA party to help steady the ship of the Kenyan nation that had been hit by extreme turbulence and faced a reality of collapse. Some people may not even know exactly where we were, but because I had a first inside impression of what was happening, we were very much almost on the precipice. Because as you see, after so many days of demonstrations, you saw that eventually the military were on the streets. And they were on the streets, of course, they were fairly civil to the Wananchi at that time. But that was because they had not been given instructions. And you know, there is what you always all the time talk about, the chief of defense forces. Once the military are given instructions, they execute. And we are almost there. We're almost there. So he said it's better to have a country that is civil, where leadership can be replaced through the ballot rather than through the bullets. And that was one of the reasons why we did what we did at that time. The coming together started informally, with some of our members joining the government. We later formalized the arrangements through a memorandum of understanding signed publicly with UDA and shared widely with the public. This far, a core agenda of our coming together has been achieved. We have a stable and peaceful country. We beat back the chaos and created an environment in which you can agree to disagree without staring at collapse. I recognize and appreciate the role our MPs continue to play in the realization of this noble goal of preserving the nation. As I've said before, whatever the differences and misgivings we have as parties or leaders, we must have a country first. Only then can we set about discussing how to perfect the nation's imperfections and even who is to lead the nation. This is a core belief of our party. We stand for and with the country and act in the interest of the people of Kenya. I am convinced that Kenyans want Kenya to stand, and we stand with them on this. Ronald Reagan used to tell Americans, and I quote, "If you ever forget that we are one nation under God, then we will be a nation gone under." Unquote. As Kenyans, we know only too well what happened to nations that went under. Some took too long to come back, others never made it back at all. Kenya must never tempt that fate. As a party, we must never be ashamed to remind the people that we can never accept collapse as an alternative path to power.